What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm doing a different video that I don't think we've done yet, so I think it makes a lot of sense to do. And we're going to be looking at second round prospects. Now, I am looking to do round by round prospects. We've been looking at first round prospects forever. So I think this is a good idea. And yeah, I'll kind of explain what we're doing once we get into it. So let's get started. Going to be looking at second round prospects. Now, a couple of these guys on here could be reaches where, we're taking them way too early than probably where they would go. And a couple of them on there maybe like a little bit of a stretch. Like, okay, yeah, he might fall the second round. So they're very low on the list, and I'll tell you who they are before we get here. Also, Xavier McKinney is not included. However, if he fell the second round, he would definitely be on here, but that's the one safety I'm really looking at to take this early. Otherwise, I'm probably not taking a safety this early. Now, also, if you guys want to join my Madden Franchise League for PS4, make sure you go to the community, check it out. Find the league name. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments of the community. And yeah, you guys can hop in. It's going to be really fun. Anyways, let's get it started. Starting in at number 10 is Patrick Queen. Now, this is why he's so low, because I think this guy's a little bit of a stretch. However, if he did fall the second round at our pick, I would love to take Patrick Queen. I think he would be a nice pick for us, knowing that we need some linebacker help. Now, we need a lot of help elsewhere, but I think he could be a nice prospect for us to get, knowing the help that we do need. Patrick Queen is an inside linebacker out of LSU. And the one team that I kind of worried about, honestly, is the Packers taking him in the first round. I think Kenneth Murray goes before him. And when Kenneth Murray goes, then when we get to the Packers and they need a linebacker, I think the Packers may take him. However, if they don't and they take a wide receiver or something like that, then he could fall the second round. And Patrick Queen could make sense. Maybe not my favorite prospect. That's why he's so low as well. But he could make sense. 6'1", 227-pound linebacker out of LSU, like I said. And maybe a little bit of a stretch, but he is a great pass coverage linebacker. And that's what I'm sold. I'm sold on that. If you can pass cover as a linebacker, that's what I want for the Detroit Lions. He can cover tight ends. He's not the biggest. He's only 6'1", so keep that in mind. But, you can be a good linebacker and not be huge. We've seen it. Devin Bush is really good. There's just a lot of good linebackers that aren't huge. It's going to be hard to find a huge linebacker. And with the Lions defense running a lot of linebackers all the time, having a guy like Patrick Queen to rotate in would be awesome, okay? Maybe he's a replacement for Jared Davis at some point, and you're running with him and Tavai on the inside. I don't know. You could. Or you could just keep all three. It's up to you. But Patrick Queen could make a lot of sense for us. He's an inside rusher, kind of like Jared Davis, which we've seen. He rushes the inside. However, when we see Jared Davis do it, he always whiffs on the quarterback. I don't know what Jared is doing, okay? I don't know if he's got, like, butter on his hands or something. I don't know what it is. Either way, he always whiffs on that for some reason. He gets back there, but he whiffs. So Patrick Queen could make a lot of sense for the Detroit Lions with his coverage ability. Maybe a couple of concerns with his size, but otherwise, I like the thought of bringing in Patrick Queen. Next up, coming in number 9, is a guy. Here we go. This is not a stretch. It's more of a reach. I feel like this player could fall the third round. However, I don't know if the Lions would risk it, and that is Josh Uche. So Josh Uche was actually with the Lions, not with the Lions, but with Matt Patricia in the Senior Bowl, and that could make him more interested in Josh Uche because he knows more about him. He probably got to know him a little bit better than any of the other prospects or any other prospects that weren't in the Senior Bowl. There was a lot in there, and that could make Matt Patricia a little bit interested. He's a pretty big edge rusher coming out of Michigan, 6'4.5". I think it's 6'4.5". Yeah, I'm not sure why I wrote it like that. I never do that, but I did. 241 pounds, and like I said, he was in the Senior Bowl. He gives great effort. He's kind of lengthy. He's got a nice reach. He's pretty tall, so yeah, he's kind of lengthy. He's a pass rusher. All right, you look at his stats. This man's a pass rusher, and that's why I think it would help the Lions. The Lions need a pass rusher or an edge rusher. That's what Josh Uche is. Now, there are some cons to the fact that he's not a very heavy or bulky edge rusher, so he could, struggle sometimes when he's like a one-on-one, but he has a lot of versatility because, his size, his versatility, and his athleticism. I don't know what I'm going for there. He just can move around. He can move around as linebacker, and again, that's something that works for me when you talk about our defense. So he comes in at number 9. Up again at number 8, we have a cornerback out of Virginia, and this is Bryce Hall. So the one cornerback I did include in here is Bryce Hall. And now Bryce Hall is really interesting to me, and kind of the one thing that made me want Bryce Hall more than a lot of other second-round cornerbacks is the fact that he can tackle in space. That's huge for our defense. Okay, you see it a lot. Cornerbacks are asked to do a lot when it comes to tackling defensive backs. We get guys that can tackle, all right? We didn't take Greedy. Greedy could tackle, okay? I've watched film. But he wasn't a big tackler, right? This dude is. He rarely misses tackles, all right? That's something that I love to see, and that's something that will make Matt Patricia interested, if you ask me. Sorry. Okay. He has a lot of versatility because he actually could play a safety position. I mean, some people think he could play the safety position. and that's where he could end up being in the NFL. So I don't know, but I do think that's a nice little hybrid type of player for like the nickel D we play. Bryce Hall could be like a weird option that we take, because we've seen some weird options that the Lions go with to help out their secondary. He comes in at number 8. Again, at number 7, we got another edge rusher, and this may be a more all-around edge rusher, or I don't know how to say it, but it's Zach Bond, the outside linebacker out of Wisconsin. 6'3", 240 pounds, and he's a very smart linebacker. He's very good defensively. He just knows what he's doing. He knows where he needs to be. He knows how to make a play. However, he's not always the most athletic, right? He's just a very smart player, which helps out a lot, but he doesn't have all the athleticism that some other edge rushers they do. He can be a 3 down linebacker, however, because he can play in there when they pass, he can be in there when they run, he can be in there when he's trying to blitz, because he can do all different things, but I wouldn't say he's elite at any of those things. So he's a solid player across the board, which again, that's good, right? I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Coming in number 6 is weird one. Okay, I got 2 running backs here, so you're getting an extra one. Happy birthday. Anyways, you're getting 2 running backs here, and that's J.K. Dobbins and Jonathan Taylor. My 2 favorite running backs coming in this draft, the 2 top running backs I'm looking at. Obviously, I like a lot of other late round running backs, but these 2 are my favorite, and I had to put them up here. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is the best running back. J.K. Dobbins is not far behind, and honestly, I would go either way with either of these. It's pretty simple. When you get one of these guys, you move carry on. It's that simple, and I'm okay with that. So, if you're looking to move carry on, I think getting one of those 2 could make a lot of sense. One of them, or maybe even both of them, could fall in the first, so we'll see how that works out. Anyways, next up, coming into the top 5, we have an offensive lineman. That is right. The one offensive lineman I put on here, inside offensive lineman. That is Cesar Ruiz. All right, now this is a weird one, right? Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan. I've told y'all all the time, that I like Tyler Biadasz out of Wisconsin in the 3rd round. I would love to take him, and honestly, I still would. However, Cesar Ruiz, I think, is going to go earlier, and he's similar to Tyler, right? He can play center and guard. Maybe it's a little bit of a reach, but he can play center and guard. Reminds me of Tyler. They're both in the Big Ten. There's just a lot of similarities there, right? There's a lot of similarities, and he was really big for Michigan. Definitely very helpful. He's known as a very good pass blocker coming out of college, which is huge for Matthew Stafford. We got to protect that man, let him get time, and we need another guard anyways. So, I mean, shoot, this could make a lot of sense. For Michigan, that makes him even better, so boom, he comes in at number 5. Hopping in at number 4, we have another offensive lineman, but this time it's more of a tackle, and that is Isaiah Wilson. Is out of Georgia. And I'm looking at some tackles here to replace Rick Wagner. Okay, that's been my thing. I want to get Rick Wagner replaced. That's how I want to do it. I can't say that. Rick Wagner. I want to get Ricky Wagner replaced, and that's one of my goals of this offseason. And I think if you're trying to do that during the draft, 2nd round makes a lot of sense, because you have a lot of options out there, and Isaiah Wilson is one of those options. 6'7", 340 pounds. Obviously, he's got the size, right? He's got the size to play tackle. Maybe he's a little bit too big. I don't know. But he's got the size. He's very young, all right? I believe he was like a redshirted sophomore, so he's very young. He shows crazy intensity. He just needs some work. I feel like he's a little bit of a raw talent being so young. However, I think, again, he'd be okay to place Rick Wagner. Maybe he does during the season. I don't know. Hopping in number 3 is Josh Jones, the offensive tackle out of Houston. And this is more of an NFL-ready tackle in my eyes that could legitimately come in right off the draft and say, all right, I'm starting tackle. And it's that simple. Out of Houston, weighing 311 pounds, and I do think this could make a lot of sense. Again, I want to replace Rick Wagner. I feel like that's the biggest problem offensive line. No hate to Rick Wagner, but it's something that we need to move on from. It's something that we need to fix for sure. And he's very gifted. He just needs some more technique work, right? He's got all the tools. He's got all the tools in the tool shed. Is that what people say? I don't know. I think I just made that up on the spot. However, he can do a lot of different things, and I feel like he's just more NFL ready. He's more NFL ready than Isaiah Wilson, but hey, I'd go with either one of them. Hopping into number 2 is Neville Gallimore, the defensive lineman out of Oklahoma. So y'all knew these would be towards the top because I want a defensive tackle. And Neville Gallimore is a guy that I really like out of Oklahoma. 6'2", 304 pounds, played in a conference that scores a lot of points, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. People say he brings the juice. I don't know what that means. I kind of know what that. I think I know what that means. Hopefully, I know what that means. Otherwise, it's kind of weird. But he brings the juice. He's also a very flashy player, and I guess that could mean some inconsistencies, but he's one of those guys that you're getting, and every once in a while, he's just going to make a big play for you. And, hey, I'm not mad about that. But finally, coming in number 1 is a defensive lineman that I really, really want. I think he'd be perfect in the 2nd round. Y'all know it. It's Raekwon Davis out of Alabama. Okay, look, Ashawn didn't work out, and we need to replace one of our defensive tackles. We just need to get more defensive tackles. We need to get a whole revamped defensive tackle unit. And I think Raekwon Davis is a big start. 6'7". Yeah, that's a big tackle, okay? He's going to be huge. He's obviously got the size from what I just said. He's got power. But the one thing that's concerning is after 2017, I believe that was the sophomore year, his production went like this in sack department. In the sack department, his production dropped down like crazy, which was really weird. But he can run. He is a really good run stopper, which I do like on the surface as well. And maybe if he can get back to some of that potential, then yeah, he'd be perfect for us. So Raekwon Davis comes in at number 1. And those are my 10 prospects. I did not include a wide receiver. Don't feel like we need to go second round for a wide receiver. I don't know. I don't even know who I would take because I don't think I'd go big outside wide receiver in the second. I feel like I'd be looking for more of a slot. So maybe if a guy, I don't know, maybe if a guy like Henry Ruggs fell, then maybe that could make sense, but really didn't go there. No tight end, obviously. I didn't think tight end would make any sense here. I think we're good there. Hopefully we're good there. No back quarterback, none of that. So that's what we're looking like. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. Thank you, Prep, for watching. And also make sure you guys go to community. And if you guys want to join the franchise, go do it. Follow the rules. Just join in. If you got any questions, let me know. Thank you, Prep, for watching, and I'm out.